When I was a casual, I thought as a casual, I spoke like a casual, and I looked at boxing like a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those casual things. This is Michael Rogers, and welcome to Bodywork Boxing.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. Truth be told, normally when I wear this hat, I call it halo mode. You know what I'm saying? That's when I'm about to send somebody to the upper room. But nah, this video really is for one Mr. Teofimo Lopez. How you doing, sir? You know what I'm saying? I know you've been through some things. You question a lot of things, you know. Some of us know how it feels to be in your very same position as a fan. Because I'm a true fan. I'll tell you and I'll comment and I'll voice my opinion on when you messing up. But I'm also gonna come out and tell you, hey, you know, just do this, just do that, you know, and you'll get it together, you know. I just want to paint a picture for you, Tio. Erickson Lubin, highly touted prospect coming up, came up, thought he was doing this, you know, doing everything he needed to do. Jamel Charlo stopped his ass. You know, it sent them back to the drawing board in a worse way than you just got sent back to the drawing board. But if you look at Erickson Lubin, he got with a guy named Coach Kevin Cunningham, a disciplinarian, and he basically got him back on track. Now he's on path. He's back being groomed for greatness. He learned from his loss, and now he's on his way to being resurrected. Regis Program. That fight was pretty much arguable. It just depends on which side of the fence you're on as to who really won that fight. If you look at Josh Taylor's face after that fight, Josh Taylor's face looked like hamburger meat. Regis Program, he had a couple little things going on, but he looked straight. So, you know, between the scoring and, you know, people's perception, you know, it's arguable that it was either a draw or somebody could have said Regis Program won that fight. And Regis Program, he kind of been in the doghouse ever since, where people don't really give him that much credit. Nobody talked about why isn't Josh Taylor rematching him, and, you know, this and that, you know, but Regis suffered a loss. He's one of the best fighters in the game. Here we can also look at Gary Russell and his loss to Lomachenko and what he was able to do. He was able to reign and rule for 6 years, 302 days, and his reign should still be there because he got robbed by the judges. And looking at your fight with George KAMBOSOS, I'm not seeing how somebody could have scored the fight to your advantage. However, I do see that you was able to hurt that man. One of your best abilities is having that equalizer. I don't know if it was the game plan. I don't know if it was similar to when you fought Nakatani and you had some issues going on in your personal life and it reflected in the boxing ring. But we know that boxing is mental. We know that. We know that you can be in tip-top physical shape. We know that things can happen in your personal life, and even though you've been going through the training and you've done everything that you did before to actually, you know, rehearse getting the same results, and then somehow on the day of, on Judgment Day, it does not go in your favor. We know that. We know that it can happen. That loss was just a setback. The loss was just a setback. There are plenty of fighters. Let's go on to Jermell Charlo when he fought Tony Harrison. And it's arguable that he got robbed on the scorecards, depending on who favors Charlo. I mean, the more and more people learn about the Charlo, the more and more they're going to like side the judgment against Jermell Charlo, even though it's arguable that Jermell Charlo actually won that fight against Tony Harrison. What did he do? He tightened up his bootstraps. He got back in camp. He trained harder. He went longer. He allowed that loss to actually sit down in his gut, and he dealt with it. He bounced back. He came back and hit my man Tony Harrison with like 5 uppercuts to end it. And look at him, he's right back on path to getting a rematch for Undisputed. I'm saying these things because I've been hearing a lot of things in the media, and I'm not even going to reiterate what these classless people are saying about you. One thing about some of the fans is we can separate being a boxing fan and having some level of humanity when it talks about boxers. Yeah, you was young. Maybe you got overzealous. Maybe it was the pushback of the fight. I don't know. I'm not here to make excuses. I'm not saying that you was hurt. I'm not buying into it. I don't even care. We know that all boxers are not 100% when they go inside the ring. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video was that when you were going up against Lomachenko, there were a lot of people riding for you. There was a lot of people that said, man, he can beat Lomachenko. And you went out there and you did that shit. I believe you could have stopped him. If it wasn't for that headbutt, I believe you could have stopped him. But I know you hear all the narratives of how the narrative changed and how, oh well, if the fight was 15 rounds, then Lomachenko was coming back, and if they did a rematch, then Lomachenko would win that fight, and all this, you know what I'm saying, cock gobbling for Lomachenko in hindsight. But we can't deny the fact that you fought a war with Nakatani. You went in there and you knocked Comey out, took his belt. You went in there and you fought Lomachenko, took his belt. You did take over. You took an L, but that L was really a lesson. It's a lesson for how to attack, how to strategize. Even if you look at your opponent in KAMBOSOS and how focused he was, how dedicated he was throughout the whole process, that's what you learn. It's like the Highlander. When one Highlander take another Highlander's life, they reap all that energy. They reap all that experience from that other Highlander. That's what he did to you, but you also in turn can do it and learn from what happened with George. You can bounce back. You know, do what you got to do and handle your family issues. Put down the social media. It's a reason why you're here. You made it further than anybody else pretty much in the common world, the 9-to-5ers, could ever dream or think of making. You still in the game. You can pretty much write your own checks. You can pretty much write the rest of the chapters to your book. That was a chapter. The loss was a chapter. Let's close that book. Put it down. Get back in the lab. Look at that film 1,000 times. Let it fuel you to be back where you were. Some of us are not just going to shit on you. Some of us not just going to belittle you and kick you while you down. Some of us still ride and support. But if it takes for you not to do interviews, if it takes for people not to give, be able to get the take, and you just go back in the lab and you get yourself together, you can come back out and you can rebounce. You can retool. You can get back to the mountaintop. I'm not a believer in soft touches and all that. I'm just saying, start playing chess. Play chess 2-3 times a day. Get back to doing and rehearsing the things that you used to do to rehearse old victories. Now, it's not a time thinking about whether or not you should be here or not. You're a young man. You had a little bit of immaturity. You had a mic stuck in your face every other time. You wasn't getting respected as a champion who pretty much really had all 4 of the belts. Regardless if you want to say designation and this and this and that. You beat the man to beat the man. You can do it again. So I want to say, look, man. Get tunnel vision. I once heard no man with his hand to the plow looking back is right going forward. The reason why your windshield is bigger than your rear view mirror is because what's in front of you is way more important than what's behind you. So look, champ, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Don't look for pity parties. Work harder, work stronger. Stop giving the media things that they can use against you. Act like you're talking to the police and it's Miranda rights. Whatever you say and do can and will be, especially in the YTBC community, used against you. Because nowadays, court is held in the street, is held in social media. A call out is everything. Attempting to fight somebody or having intentions on fighting somebody is everything. Rehearse your whole victories. Lace up your boots. Get back to work. You had a misstep. You can bounce back. So I'm saying, man, salute, bro. Some of us are riding for you. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, we're not even asking you to be humble. We're just asking you to be mindful of your words. Know that they can and will be used against you. Do not give people out here in these YouTube streets fuel to flame you. Because they will. And they'll make money off of it. It'll be depressing. But what I can say is that you have the potential to get back to where you were. Even if you're moving up to 140. I'm hearing rumors of this and rumors of that. I don't really have any concrete evidence, so I won't speak on it. Just make sure that you start playing chess. Start getting back to playing chess. Start looking around, walking circumspect, and make your next decision your best decision. That's it, that's all. Body work.
Alright, I believe you. But my tummy don't. Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
My word, and I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if you get down to the wire, and we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
Hey, look, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fuck solid up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans that know.
You guys jump outside the ring in the fighter. Like I said before, ain't no safety on the clock, so